Just Another Movie Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about The Long Walk, which was directed by who?
Francis Lawrence.
Francis Lawrence, and he directed 3 of the Hunger Games films. 4 of them?
But the prequel.
Oh, the prequel. I forgot about that. That was a pretty good movie. So, I think they are all really good films. You fucking eat your shortbread. Because I'm just doing everything right now. This is an audio podcast as well, you know? We can't just have silence for...
I know this is what editing's for. No, so he also directed Red Sparrow. He also directed some more stuff that's not coming to me off the top of my head, but I know, like, there is quite a lot he's done that's positive.
Yeah.
But it's mainly the Hunger Games stuff.
Fair enough, and it is an adaptation of a Stephen King novel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is not the time to be eating a shortbread.
It's because it's so crumbly.
But anyway, whenever people think Stephen King, don't choke. For the love of God, don't choke.
That's what he said.
Anyway, whenever people watch Stephen King or see Stephen King, they think must be horror. But he hasn't only just done horror. This is like a bit of a political sort of type story.
Does this count as utopian?
I would say so, yeah. Is it utopia or dystopia? Utopia is like the good.
Oh, this is dystopian.
Yeah.
Very dystopian. This is not a happy-go-lucky story. This is literally people walking or, get banged.
Get banged? I don't think that was the right way to say it.
I don't get... The story pretty much boils down to walk or, like, get shot in the head. Like,
yeah. It's like a lottery system for these boys in this world. What?
These boys, they're like adults, man.
They're like fucking... Well, they're not too far off your age, to be fair. 18-somethings. Okay. You have to be 18. You have to be 18 to join the walk.
Just like voting or alcohol, it's like when you become an adult, you could sign up to do this long walk. And I believe in the books it was like 100 odd, but they narrowed it down here, obviously, for...
because it just makes it easier if you're watching a film and you don't have 100 people on screen who you don't give a shit about.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas at least they sort of narrow it down to about 10 characters in total that you actually have speaking lines and actually get to know at least a little before they inevitably get shot in the head. Yeah. But so you're in this weird dystopian future where it's not like sci-fi or anything. It's just the world has sort of gone to shit. America has crumbled after some war or something, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you have Mark Hamill as the general, they call him, or the major. The major, he's called.
Let's fucking go!
He does a great job in this film, to be fair. He's really entertaining. And he's not on screen a lot, but when he was, it was great.
Outstanding performance.
Yeah. Actually, talking about outstanding performances, I don't think there was a single bad performance in this entire film.
But there is ones you could pick out and choose. Like, I think the actor who was also in Alien Romulus, his name's not quite coming to me. Oh no, it is, I tell, like David Johnson. I thought he was the MVP here.
Oh yeah, his character was just so flawless and so charismatic and all, and you just, anytime he was on screen, you were like captivated by him.
I think as a character he felt like a comfort blanket.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, for being such a grim story, he was like a source of positivity and optimism. And I think as well, naturally, your lead actor was really solid.
Yeah, is that Patrick or your man Seymour Hoffman? What do you call him?
Is it Cooper Hoffman? Is that the son?
Yeah. What do you call the other guy? Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yeah. It's his son. Yeah. And I think he's definitely took on some of the talent from his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Because Philip Seymour Hoffman was a great actor as well. And this guy does a brilliant job in this film, like going between like the humor moments, the funny moments, where they're just sort of like bantering between each other.
Or pissing and shitting.
Yeah. And then the more dramatic moments as well, like they played them so well. And this film, like for a film which is essentially just people walking, you're glued to it. Like it's so captivating, and it just brings you straight into it, and you feel like you're like walking with these fucking characters at times.
It feels like I know this is going to sound stupid in a film like where it's moving, but it's like I'm going to use the term like one setting, if you know what I mean, because it's like so
It's like condensed
it's
between that
yeah,
group. Just
it's a closed setting because it is just in this one area with the characters.
yeah,
But yeah, it had the potential to be really boring and bring you out of it. But you're right, it was captivating. There wasn't like any moment during the film like it felt like it was really dragging in or anything.
yeah,
I argued slightly before the third act kicked in is when I felt it a wee bit, but in general, I felt the pacing was absolutely excellent. The writing was great, keeping you invested, quickly getting a liking for the characters, or disliking, which was obviously intentional.
yeah,
Like straight away, you were like sticking the character traits from certain ones, and you were buying into the ever growing dynamic between the characters. And the whole thing was just entertaining and had obviously that clear message about censorship and all that fun
yeah,
stuff.
definitely. Because unfortunately, the way this film plays out and the way the government is in this film, it's not that fucking far removed where we could end up in fucking years to come the way certain governments are running things at the moment with the likes of free speech and censorship and things like that.
Yeah, which so the film is Resonant, which is probably what got the director to adapt the book
Yeah,
because I assume the book again has that same messaging and
yeah, it is the perfect film for this day and age. So it is like it's not very often I feel a certain way watching films, but whenever I watched this, I actually did. I was like, fuck, like whenever you feel like resonate with something, you're like, this could happen. I genuinely thought that watching this film, and then the way you get snippets of like backstory and stuff for one of the characters and all, and his dad and all, like he's showing him this media that is being banned or has been banned by the major, and then he gets fucking killed in front of him.
I think this is the correct political term, but it was like a totalitarian government, and it was just horrifying. And like, I was so invested because it's like I wonder like what year it would be hypothetically in the film, because obviously they're like referencing older songs and stuff, but I mean a lot of stuff is like modern, like the weapons
Yeah,
being used. So you said to me how at some point there must have been mass censorship. Then they've sort of revert back the old ways as such.
yeah,
So yeah, I just thought it felt timeless. Like if I watched this in 30 years time, I would still like
you get the same message and stuff from
yeah,
it,
and
and
I wouldn't feel like of its time because there isn't a time period it's necessarily set. Like for all we know, it could be like the year like 3000 as just because how the world is like ended up.
yeah, no, you're completely right. Like it could be the year 50,000, it could be the fucking 90s.
Yeah.
So good, and because there's a lot of the cars and all you see are old fashioned cars and stuff in it, and the way the town's laid out and stuff, it is quite daunting to look at. And there's the first scene of violence in the film. Me and you both looked at each other in an almost shocked state because I don't think either of us were actually expecting the level of gore that there was in this film.
No, 100%. Like as soon as his jaw got blown off, there I was like, "Oh shit, we're really doing this!" And I was excited to see where they'd go with it. And I don't think it ever reached that same level for me,
No, it
but
didn't.
it was effective when it happened.
Oh yeah, I think it did exactly what it needed to do. That first scene, and who it was, did shock you, and the gore was like visceral in it. But then everything after that was just so like second nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I love one of the lines in the film where the guy's like, I hope that part gets easier. And the other fellow's like, oh, I'm afraid of that.
I think that was actually a positive with why there's less people in the film because I feel like if there is 99 other people dying, then at some point you have to get desensitized from it
Yeah.
to a certain extent. But I think here, because there was a less amount of people, it always felt hard hitting. And I
Yeah.
think one of the best things about the film as well was the sound design. So every time the gunshot went off, or like, whatever moment happens, it really is impactful.
Yeah. Definitely. And then there is a scene you're talking about, like the less characters there is. There's a scene where a lot of them are getting wiped out going up this hill, and because it's narrowed down and the tension's so fucking high, like each one you're seeing getting picked off, like, oh shit, like, is that one of the characters you have grown to like or not, because it's in darkness and you're not really sure who's getting hurt and who's not. And then whenever it kicks to light in the morning and the numbers have dwindled, you actually feel something.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you, like you said, if there was 99 other people there, you would be like, all right, you wouldn't give a shit. As well, with the little amount of, or the lesser amount of people there is, and the way you get to learn about these characters, like as they're walking, you're learning more and more about them. And there's like one of the characters is just unhinged, and he's sitting saying he has this fucking idea for people and stuff.
That's where I thought I lost my train of thought, but then that reignited. It was like how you saw. I think it's a really realistic way of seeing how different people would react. You've got the ones who obviously want to survive and being so petty and like fucking people over intentionally, but like playing up the other people. So you're always in a group. Like I think the biggest example was the one who was an arsehole throughout the film, but at the very end tried to buddy up.
And you see the way like he went about that scene of trying to like buddy up. I was on the fucking edge of my seat because I didn't know what was going to happen in that scene. I thought, is he going to try and like fuck up the main character? The way the dialogue and the way it was framed and all, you're like, he's going to fucking turn here.
And the performance, I think it might have been a motivation, but I step back from it. I actually thought he'd go shank him.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought as well. Because he's like, I don't know if he's bipolar or what, but he's got something going on. And his mood just keeps switching between like trying to be dead on to being an asshole, shit like that. Mate's got something fucking going on up there. And yeah, I was so like worried for the main character whenever he was like trying to buddy up with him. Yeah.
I'm going to actually do U-turn back the tension. I thought so. Obviously, the first real scene of like Boyle movements is the sort of pissing scene, which is played for laughs, and it worked. But then I think it was it the first or second time the shitting happened, and it was like with the timer, it felt like on a knife's edge, and the tension got to you. The scene went from being kind of funny and gross to like hurry up, get up,
that's
and
the
go.
first one, so it is. Yeah, because there's like two instances of like shitting in the film. Really, the first one, the guy's got like uncontrollable diarrhea, and it's played for laughs sort of to begin with, but then as the scene goes on, it's not funny anymore. And then it ends with him getting fucking shot in the head. And you're not laughing at that point. Like, by the third warning, you're like, oh shit. Like,
quite
literally.
But then it's like, I think the one he survives, like, cut it off.
Yeah, that was like, you felt the tension up until he was scooting, and then it was funny again. You were taken out of it, and you're like, oh fuck,
But then the reason the comedy worked with those sort of, I don't know what people would call low-hanging fruit moments of comedy work here because it is an essential part of living. Because they're walking for numerous days, so you would need to obviously take a piss, take a shit, and it played in the story, and it worked. It wasn't just low-hanging fruit then. And they actually got tension and comedic moments from it without either undercutting the impactfulness of the laugh or like the laugh taking away from the impactfulness of the tension being built. And I think another moment of massive tension was when the guy was doing his shoes because he had a rock in his shoe. And that, like, the whole time you're like, just hurry up.
I fucking get up, leave them untied, just go. Like, because I think the way the system works in the film is you get 3 warnings and you need to walk for an hour at speed for each of those warnings to get rid of them. So say you have 3 warnings, you need to walk 3 hours at consistent speed for them to be wiped. And then you can get those 3 warnings again. And I think a few of them use that to their advantage at different times and stuff. Yeah. But then as the film goes on as well, there's like these people who feel like they can escape. As soon as they try to make a beeline away from the walk, they're shot down without a care in the world.
One of the character moments I respected, though, was the one who actually ran over to the guards, grabbed the gun, and killed one of them. Because at least he was trying to actually prevent it, as opposed to, like, pussying out of the situation.
Just doing a runner.
He actually tried to stop this.
Yeah, because there's one person earlier or before that scene, I think as well. They explain how they went up to the truck, they shot him, but they shot him in the gut as a warning to be to other people, if you try this, you're gonna slowly die painfully. They're not just gonna shoot you in the head, they will just leave you there. And it also is very impactful because it's one of our characters that we've grown to like in that scene, and then one of the other characters is over trying to save him. And then another one's trying to save him, and it's all just building and building, and you're like, just you have to leave him and walk. And the way they played that scene out is heartbreaking as well for the characters, and you can really feel it.
And I think one of the best dynamics is obviously the two leads, David Johnson and Cooper Hoffman's characters. And you really got everything there that you believe this friendship is growing. And Cooper Hoffman's character had a moment of realization. It's like, whatever happens, one of us is dead. But then they go back to let's keep on going as far as we can, which ultimately leads to a sacrifice, which didn't work out because the other one then ended up sacrificing.
Yeah.
And I think at that moment really hit you hard of like the intensity of the whole story and how this is being played out.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I got parallels to obviously the Running Man with the remake that's in my head. It's like how they're using like this massive concept of like obviously that being a game show where everyone's trying to kill you. This one is like keep on walking or we'll kill you.
Yeah.
And like it's using such an extreme that like mirror like what's happening in real life. But like it gets to that point where you actually believe something like this could happen given the state of like I don't know how gore in general seems to be something everyone like scrolls to find and stuff. Well, not everyone, but you get the point I'm making.
Yeah, and so these days gore is just unintentionally it's there. Like if you don't want it to be, it's there. You can't escape it.
And it gets to the point where I feel like everyone who's seen something then just gets desensitized to it.
Yeah, the more you see something, the less it has an impact on you.
Yeah, it's just not shocking anymore.
No.
And I feel like that's what could lead to this sort of situation and obviously a real setting. I'm not saying this could, who knows, for the next 200 years, everything could be all, roses and and all that. But I'm just saying, like, it's one of those things where obviously you could see why the commentary's there in the film.
I think this film has a really good way of looking at motivation for doing this as well, because during the film you get to learn what certain people's motivations are for doing the walk, because it is a walk or die. Like you have a very slim chance of actually making it. If you win, you get hundreds of thousands of money, whatever it is, and one wish. That is the goal for the long walk. If not, then you die. But you get to learn people's motivations, and I think it's a really good way at looking at how certain people have this there's a certain way you could go about things and a wrong way you could go about things in reality and life. And it has a good way of like this guy wants to win because he wants to fucking kill the major. That is his goal in life, is just to kill his major because he killed his dad. And in doing that, he would be leaving behind his mother and whoever else is in his life. And I think the other characters, the way he spoke to him, and you're like trying to get both sides of reasoning for it, was done so well. And you're like, this is how these days, especially, some people will be misguided into thinking just because you don't like how things are, violence is the option. When in reality, there's so many other things you could be doing than just thinking about hurting someone.
Because once you step back, it's like you're a happier person if you just don't go to an extreme and just focus on something else. Obviously, it's difficult because every situation or every comment or anything, it could be, it could be a scale of not that bad to completely horrendous, and how it should be dealt with and reacted to. But obviously, violence is often perceived as something which, is people justify, whether it should or shouldn't be. That's everyone's own moral compass, But
I think this film does do a really good job of exploring both sides of that. But then the way it ends as well, it shows you how people can just fucking snap.
I think as well it really came out of like such a coincidental time, because I'm not going to overtly get political here, because I don't want like create a division for
Yeah.
anyone watching, but obviously with the recent events, which
Aye.
again I'll not mention,
Outright say, but
just
everybody
yeah,
knows.
no,
Yeah.
but just where like there is similarities there, so it's interesting to see both sides of the spectrum for like justifying and not justifying.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
good way of like, because of where, what do you call him on Hoffman's son? Cooper Hoffman, his character, like, he's such a likable guy as well, but this is his whole motivation, and it is a good way of looking at this is how somebody could be thinking and then do something like that, and they just need someone maybe to talk them down,
Mhm.
but no.
I think as well it explores both sides, but doesn't step on like either's toes
No, it
to an
doesn't.
extent,
Yeah.
which I think is probably, again, given the time has come out, is probably the best way to do it, where
Yeah, because
it
at the end of the
doesn't.
day, nobody has the right answers. So.
Yeah, because in reality, everything's just down to the moral compass and what's socially acceptable. Which, again, it's what your beliefs are,
Aye.
how you view things. But the one thing I do want to mention about motivation was like, in a real life setting, I don't think there'd be as many people scared of death doing it, because like if you are really scared of death, would you take that step?
How would you actively go seeking it?
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. I don't think it would ever be me.
Yeah, no, because I would fear death, so I would like actively go out of my way, like no matter what the price was,
Yeah.
unless it was a date with Lauren Lavera, but that's outside of the option. No, but genuinely though, it's like I couldn't, just because like I do fear death. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah, but then I think that's again going back to this role, the motivation thing as well. And in this world that this is happening, there isn't really anything else out there. Like, they don't see a brighter future unless they do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because they say that every boy who turns 18 signs up for this, even though it's not mandatory.
Yeah.
But they say, have you ever met someone who hasn't signed up for the long walk? And they're like, no. So everybody wants to do this to have a better life or die. Like, that's to the extremes of it.
Yeah, I suppose that makes a good point. I think that is probably the perfect counter argument to what I just said. So because that's making obviously me second guess now, which I know is always great getting two different perspectives, I suppose.
I know, but then we learn as well, one of the characters has a wife and all, and then they're all like the last few are there. They're like, whoever wins, promise to do something for her, give her a bit of money or something, just so she's settled for the rest of her life, because now her husband's dead.
Yeah.
Type thing. And that's then whenever one of the most intense fucking moments part. Well, yeah, that made no sense. One of the more tense moments shows up with just character dialogue and intentions where you don't know where the fuck it's going to go. And then, even still, I don't understand what the guy's motivation was in this scene where he kills himself in front of everyone. And the whole way through it, he said he had this plan and plans for people, and then he just does that, and I was a bit thrown by it.
Yeah, but maybe because it's been being shown live, it's like he's trying to openly express his act of like giving up. It's like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, fair.
So, but anyways, that's what I took from it, but not necessarily saying that's what the intention was. But it's just, again, my perspective.
Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, I just think that the beauty of the film here is because everyone could watch it and take away their feelings with it, and it's going to be unique.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, you'll go in thinking all sorts of things, come out, you could think something completely different. One of the characters as well I want to talk about is the woman who plays the mother. I can't remember her name, but you've seen her in hundreds of things.
Yeah.
She was so fucking good in this. So she was, because of the devastation you could see in her, the way she's like, she's driving her son to this, and then leaving him, and then they walk past their city, and she's there, and she watches him. He's got no shoes on and stuff, and the way she portrayed the heartbreak that's going on, and then she's like he runs towards her, apologizing and all, and then she's trying to shoo him away because like, no, you're gonna get fucking shot, and the guy brings him. He's like, don't do this in front of your mother and all, like. it was such a powerful moment, and the way she played the character was amazing, I thought.
And I've only cried 3 times watching a film, I think. And this is one where I felt that it was close.
Oh yeah, no, I got that entirely. Like one of those moments where you're sitting there, fucking throat's tightening up a bit. You're like, oh,
Yeah. It's like, I'm too strong for this. No, I'm not crying, you are. No, but yeah, I'm randomly like, just if for anyone interested, one was Toy Story 3.
Okay.
I was a literal child, so get me
You're
that.
heartbroken.
The other one, even though, which surprised me because I knew it was coming, but Titanic.
Oh yeah.
Don't know why. Maybe because like I saw with myself and Jack a bit of a romantic relationship on a cruise. It just gave me flashbacks.
Right. Okay.
And the third one was Demon Slayer. The film.
Really?
Yeah, I know it shocked me as well. But like one of the villains, their backstory is just.
Yeah.
But I'll mention some other time because we're obviously doing something that's so far removed from anime. But like I was so close at different moments. A with the mother, and even B after the main character obviously sacrifices himself. And again, we should have said this at the start. There is spoilers.
Oh, yeah, I think it's a given at this point now. Like, if you're watching a video about a film, you should just assume there's going to be spoilers because that's the only way you can have a proper conversation about it.
If you're this far and you haven't watched the film, none of this is true. We've just like bullshitted this whole
We're the movie has nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually just about a guy who fancied a dander.
Yeah.
But no, anyway, like the moment like I nearly broke down as well was after the main guy sacrificed himself. Then you saw David Johnson's reaction to him. That's like
checking out. I know, because the way it was done as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing, that it's not very often these days where I think I said to you as we were leaving the cinema, I didn't want that film to end. Like, although I feel like it was a great length of time and it didn't drag on, there was moments where you felt like it was just starting to, there are just walking.
It left you wanting more.
Yeah, like I wanted to spend more time with these characters and stuff, you know. It was sad when it was over. And I can't wait until it comes out in like Blu-ray or 4K, because that will be one of the ones I'll actively be grabbing for my collection because I enjoyed it so much, and I haven't been able to say that a lot lately.
Yeah, I agree. I think I've stated this on numerous occasions, but 2025 has been an absolute disappointment for me with new releases. The only thing I've gave a 9. No, I haven't even managed to give anything a 10. The only thing I've gave a 9, well, I'm going to spoil my one here, other than this, was Sinners.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Sinners was phenomenal.
And that's it. I want to throw in Demon Slayer, but I don't want to count it just because it's its own thing. It is anime. It doesn't, like, I know anime is obviously part of cinema, you know, but just given it's a continuation to a TV show, and it's like, it just feels like its own thing.
Right, okay.
But, yeah, it's been such a disappointing year, especially with horror. But yeah, so that's my mini rant over.
But yeah, no, I don't think, to be honest, there's much else we can say, unless there's any other particular points you want to make.
I think I've really came to peace with everything I've said. So obviously, I said I've gave this a 9 out of 10. But
I think I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah. I would even be like teetering on a 10, but I just feel weird giving films a 10 out of 10 unless they really fucking do something.
I feel the same now. I feel like I was more of a lighter guy for ratings a few years ago, but now it's harder, though I think with rewatches and how it resonates, it may creep up.
Yeah, I'm hoping, like, I genuinely want to watch this again, but I just don't want to watch it yet. I want to let that viewing experience, settle, and then go into it again a bit fresher and watch it again and see how it impacts me then.
And I think this is one where we talk about all the time how films are better in a group viewing, but this feels like one where it's turn all the lights off, just sit there and be invested by it.
Yeah.
Like almost stew with it. Yeah, so I've nothing but really positive things to say about this adaptation.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything bad to say about it as well, I think. the way it was directed, written, and acted were all fucking 100%. Great fucking movie. Highly recommended.
I think this might have been the best thing we've talked about on the podcast for like, I want to say quality because I know there's other stuff that's in the back burner that, you know,
Yeah.
that's maybe nostalgic and that's why it's a 10 out of 10. But I feel like quality wise, this is definitely the best thing we've spoken about.
Yeah, I would say so. I definitely agree. It is a great film. So if you haven't seen The Long Walk, you shouldn't be watching this fucking video. But even if you have seen it, we would love to know your thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, with that, we'll wrap up.
So, as usual, if you want to find us on our other social medias, which include and are limited to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify, we're just another movie podcast. You'll see our logo, us too. And yeah, please like, subscribe, comment, DM if you want to chat, whether it's about films, what we could do differently, or just say hi. Because, you know, I know we like people.
Yeah, that would be good to sort of build a bit of a community around this shit.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Anyways, that's really all from us.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye.